All right, welcome to the Climb podcast, everybody. I am here with Coleridge High School teacher Ben Sattler, and he has in his classroom the last couple weeks, he's been using a district-wide kit of robots that we have available for our students. And so I wanted to just take a few minutes here and talk with Ben and just see how he's been using them, because these robots are available for everyone else in the district to check out and use in their classroom. And so I wanted just to kind of highlight what he's been doing, just get a little bit of information as to how you could use those in your classroom as well. So, Mr. Sattler, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Please tell us a little bit about your class and what you were doing with the robots.
Well, I teach a pre-engineering class, so we're looking at engineering or STEM-related careers and opportunities. So when I saw the robot kits were available, I thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of look in the direction of electrical engineering or software engineering and give a chance to for kids to play around with the technology. So the first thing we did was just that, let the kids explore, just kind of a free explore, and investigate all the different types of robots and devices that are in the kits. And then I started making more structured activities requiring them to perform certain tasks with those robots or those devices to show how well they've mastered the programming and the capabilities of the robots. And then the last thing I did is I had to make a tutorial video so they could coach someone else on how to use it.
Awesome. Now I was in there and I got to watch the kids in action, and they were having a blast. I know you had all sorts of, there's a whole bunch of different tools in those kits. There's robots, there's software, and they can use it on iPads or their own phone or on a Chromebook, and they were just having a blast. Was there any group in particular that was worth highlighting? I know there were some kids that were they were on the floor, crawling under their desk, working on these things. But from your perspective, what was one that kind of stood out?
The one that stood out to me was there was a group of kids, so that Dash robots, they have a couple of attachments that allow the kids to do some Legos, like put Legos attached to them. And so you can kind of modify the capability of the robot. And so this group decided that they wanted to go above and beyond and just create their own challenges. And so they were able to create a mini forklift out of their robot using just those Lego pieces, putting that together, and then just kind of experiment with lifting things up. You had other groups that were really excited just to work with the capabilities. So the Sphero Bolts have this animation ability on their screen, and they really enjoyed doing their own animations, their own colors as they were going through the robots. And really a lot of it was just about discovery. I don't think there was any group that just sat on their seats and didn't do anything. All the groups were really involved in figuring out what these robots could do, what these devices could do, and they all had their favorites. They were all enjoying that.
Yeah, that was awesome. And again, I know I've seen those, I think it's the Dash and Dots, little blue ones, or the bigger blue ones. They kind of look like they're designed more for younger kids than they are. They're very accessible for those little kids. But again, you've got freshmen, sophomores in there, and they were rolling around on the floor playing with these things. They were digging it. They were problem solving. They're getting out their rulers and they were going on the computer and just programming stuff. And so it was a lot of fun to see that engagement with the kiddos. So again, we've got two kits that are set up. There are several different robots. There's activities that goes along with those robots. There's online software as well. They're available to check out. I'll give more information at the end of how to do that. But Ben, what are some tips you maybe can give teachers that are watching this and maybe want to give that a try? How could they incorporate this into their classrooms as well?
Well, one thing I would say is that you don't necessarily need to make a structured lesson for the kids. I think just the exploration piece, kids are naturally curious and they're going to learn from that. But two, I would also look at kind of your technology capabilities. Do you have computers accessible? Because that's going to allow you to access things like Scratch Junior and download some of the programs that help you run some of the robots. There's one robot in particular called the Ozobot. And all you need is just colors. You just need markers and black, red, white, blue, and green to run that. And so if you don't have a lot of technology available to you, those would be the ones I'd go to, or the Scratch Junior cards if you have a computer lab. But if you don't have phones available for your students or computers available for your students, you're gonna have a hard time using like the Dash robots or the Spheros, because those both need apps that you can download either on the computer or on your phone.
Absolutely. Yeah. The one of the kids drawing, I looked over, and the couple of boys in the back, and they got markers, and they're just drawing away, and they put the robot down, and it drives all over their drawings. And so they were pretty excited about that. And that was really fun. Kind of a low tech approach in some regards. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ben. I really appreciate the time here. Some great information. We're going to wrap up here, and then at the end here, I'll have a clip that kind of explains some more about how to get access to those things, and so you can use them in your classroom too. So thank you again, Ben. Enjoy the time today with your kids, and look forward to seeing more of the robots.
Thanks, Kevin. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben.